Hi everyone, so what we're going to be designing today is this pumpkin. It is 27 inches tall and as you can see quite narrow. I think these would look great on the front porch. You could have two of them, and the technique I'm going to show you is going to be designing on one side of the pumpkin. So if you want to place these on the porch, you could place either bow on opposite sides so it's kind of a mirrored image. So what I already did, let's zoom in on this. What I already did is I already took one of these command strips. These were about $2.80 for a pack of 6. I chose the clear version versus the white just so it blends in a little bit more. And I placed this on the surface of the pumpkin, and then I hot glued around the pumpkin, around the command strip to attach it. That is just because in case I decide, I'm keeping this for my house, but in case I decide to change it up next year or not incorporate a bow, you could easily remove it without drilling a hole into the pumpkin to attach. But if you are selling it, you could easily just drill a hole into it and attach it that way. But the nice thing about this pumpkin too, it came from CVS. It was $29.99. You could use a 20% off coupon if you're a member that you get monthly. But it lights up on the inside and it is for indoor-outdoor use, which is very important if you are going to be placing this outside. So we're going to create some of the streamers with the 1.5 inch ribbon, about 12 to 14 inches. You can extend it as far down as you'd like, but keep in mind for my reasoning for this, I'm going to have these in my planters with some mums around it, and you don't really want the ribbons to be so low that they kind of get hidden by the mums. So here's the 1.5 inch ribbon. We created about a 3.5 inch loop. We're going to come back in with our 2.5 inch ribbon. Like I said before, I like to keep the 2.5 inch ribbons, their streamers or tails, rather short for designs like this. Just because it is such a thick ribbon and we're dealing with such a narrow pumpkin, you don't really want it to overwhelm the design. But do keep your loop size the same size. So we're cutting these about 6 to 8 inches in length. We're coming back in with another 1.5 inch ribbon. And we're going to do the same process, place it on top. Create roughly a 3.5 inch loop. And these you can cascade as far down as you'd like. We're going to come back with the remnant piece of the spirals and dot ribbon. So this is a great project for any pieces of ribbon that you have left over. If you only have a couple yards, this is the perfect project for that. As you can see, we just finished up that roll. We're going to come back in with another 2.5 inch. Do the same technique, place it on top, pinch, twist, create roughly a 3.5 inch loop, and then cut rather short. And then we'll come back in with our final ribbon, which is this stripe, and finish our bow. So what I'm going to do to attach this is I'm going to use a black pipe cleaner. That way it matches the ribbon, and you're not really going to be able to see it once we attach it to the command strip. So here we go. We haven't fluffed anything yet, we haven't dovetailed, and we haven't attached it. But I think the easiest thing to do next, before messing around with the command strip, is to go throughout and dovetail. We kept some pieces longer so we can curl them if we decide we want to do that. But we don't know at this stage what we're going to do with all the ribbon ends, so it's easier to just dovetail and then curl it later on if we choose to do so. So we used 3 ribbons and we doubled each one so that we created 2 loops of each. So in total there's 6 pieces of ribbon. And 12 tails. Okay, our last one. And now what we're going to do is we're going to move over to our pumpkin, and we're going to attach it to the command strip. So like I said before, this is strictly for my own house, but if you are selling this, you can drill a hole and just insert it that way. It would be a lot easier, but I'm keeping this without any holes in case I decide to change it up next year or change it up this year. So what I did is I just wrapped the pipe cleaner around the twist tie, around the command strip, and at this stage we can begin fluffing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to begin fluffing it just by pulling each and every single ribbon streamer around, and then also run your fingers through the loops. So if there is any creases, you take them out. And then, like I said before, what we can do is we can take our ribbon streamers and we curl them up a little bit. Just by rolling it over on itself. Okay, so at this stage we can begin adding some picks. I have some of these purple, black, and lime green picks. These came from Craft Outlet, and the item number for this is XS5937MH. And we're going to break them down by cutting it about halfway down. And to attach this, I'm going to attach it directly to the ribbons. So I'm applying a generous amount of glue, and we're going to place it deep within the bow, just like that. So since we placed one going downhill, we'll come back and place one going uphill. The same exact pick. Once again, applying a good amount of hot glue. And then just adjusting them while the glue dries. So we're going to add some other decorations today. We picked up some of these eyeballs from Dollar Tree. It comes with one purple one and one blue one. I want to use just the purple one since we don't have any teal in this project. So I bought two boxes of them, and then I'm going to be taking one purple out of each and placing them into the design. And to attach these, I'm just adding hot glue directly to the eyeball, and I'm going to be attaching them into the ribbons. We also have some black ones that we can add. It comes with a pack of 5 for $1. We'll just tuck in a couple more of these. And if you are selling these, make sure it's beautiful from all points of view. And if you have other decorations and other picks, feel free to insert them directly into the bow, as you see me doing with the ornaments. So what we have here is Glamour Rope. This comes in a whole bunch of colors from craftoutlet.com. We have purple, we have red, we have blue, we have white, black, silver, green, all sorts of colors. And it is wired and it's covered in glitter in different sizes. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut pieces at random lengths, and then as you can see here, we're just going to roll them over on our fingers, create some funky shapes to it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place it in hot glue. If this was going into a grapevine wreath, I would add a steel pick to it, but since we're going to attach it directly to the bow, we're not going to be adding a steel pick to it. And then what we can do is we can just insert them at random into the piece to fill in a little bit. So as you can see in the back, we added a little bit of color, a little bit of dimension. And again, we're just going to do random lengths, random sizes. And just roll them. Place them directly into the bow. You do want to make sure you're adding a generous amount of hot glue to this, and if you are selling this, I do recommend you drill a hole into it and attach the pipe cleaner that way, just to make sure that it's not going anywhere. But again, this is for my own personal use, so I'm not going to be too worried if it comes apart. You know, I'm making it for myself, but if you are making this for others, I'd recommend you drill and make sure you use a good amount of glue and zip ties. So we'll add just a couple more going down the side. And we'll add one more. Okay, so here we have the completed pumpkin. You can do this design to any pumpkin at the craft stores. They carry them in all different sizes. I know Home Depot carries a larger version that's about double the size, and I think this would be a cute project to do on multiple steps of your house. You could have varying sizes with the same color pattern with the bows and the picks. But yeah, feel free to make this design and share it in the group. It's a very simple one, but it's very effective. I would compare this to a lantern swag. Everybody loves lantern swags, and they're a very popular seller locally for me. So you could design these and sell them individually and show your customer how you can attach it to a lantern or show how you can attach it to a pumpkin. And yeah, just have some fun with it. Alright, you guys, I'll see you all in the next video.